two, one.
This is your host, Ryan, and this is the Music and Arts Box. I'm here with my guest, B. Snair. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
I am B. Snair. How's it going? Really happy to be here. Thanks for having me on the show. Kind of a multi-instrumentalist, multi-genre musician, and yeah.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about how you started off getting into music?
Yeah, when I was in high school, I really got into like Blink-182 and Sum 41 and bands like that. And then my best friend at the time started playing guitar, and he started playing some Incubus songs, and I was like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
So about 20 plus years ago, that started my journey. And then I actually did metal bands for a while to start, and then kind of transitioned into rock, and now hip-hop rock and reggae. And
So you've done a lot of genres, different genre switches. What would you say like you feel most comfortable at?
lately I've been doing like a lot of like indie folk, like singer-songwriter songs, but I've always had like a big love for reggae, and in the last 10 years I got really into roots reggae. So bands like Stick Figure, Revolution,
What a great
Ayaterra. Yeah, so I'm like transitioning more into that sound now, of kind of blending everything. And I always wanted to like just make music, so I never felt like I really wanted to stick to a genre anyway, you know. So
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, I feel like that's pretty common in today's music world too, where a musician will start off with one thing. Like Jelly Roll is a perfect example. He did like a lot of rapping, like that. He got really big in rapping. That's what he got big on, and then he really blew up when he switched to like country rock.
yeah, no, definitely, you know. And I think when I saw him win an award, he was like 40 years old or close to it, and he was just like, "This goes to show you, like, never give up on your dreams." You know, I'm 40 years old or close to it, and I'm just winning like my first major award. You know,
Yeah.
been doing this for a long time, so that's really cool to see. You know, that's motivating for a lot of people, and myself included.
Yeah, that was a topic that I actually talked about with a buddy recently, how music is a form of art, and art doesn't have an age limit. So whether if you're, young 15-year-old and you like music, make music. If you're, in your 30s and you're telling your late 30s, you're telling yourself, well, I might be a little too old to do it. That's not true. You can, if you put your mind to it, you can do it.
Absolutely, I love that so much. I teach guitar lessons. I'm not currently doing that, but I have in the past. And a few people that approach me, you know, they're like, "Oh, I'd love to do that, but like I'm too old." And I'm like, "You're never too old, you know. You
Yeah.
start today, and before you know it, a year from now, when you're like, I wish I did that, I'd already be this far, you know, ahead into whatever it is that you're interested in." So.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about shows? Have you done any touring? Have you done a lot of shows locally or out of state? Why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I've played all over New England. Lately, my most recent show, I did a couple of local Concord shows, played at Sharing Yoga, and then in November, Vincent Tesoro and I, that's another musician friend of mine in a band that I do, we played at the Middle East in Cambridge.
Love that venue.
Yeah, it was really cool, so we got to open up
Upstairs or downstairs?
Upstairs.
Okay.
We got to open for XL the Beast and Problematic, which was really cool, and meet those guys. And quite a while back, but I played at the Palladium upstairs. I played Tammany Hall when it was still there in Worcester. Played some other smaller venues around Boston area, and played in Connecticut and Vermont, and used to do like a lot of like festivals with the metal scene, you know, probably 10 years ago or more. And that was kind of just all over New England, anywhere we could go and play and meet people and just try to, you know, play music, really.
Yeah, it's all about playing music and networking at different places. Do you have like top 3 venues you've played at, whether their aesthetic really just stood out to you, or the crowd and the energy was really great? What would you say are some of your favorite venues?
Yeah, the Palladium actually is one of my all-time favorite shows I played. The place was packed. It was just super high energy. It was going crazy. I did a 360 off stage with my guitar, and I was like in the mosh pit, and like everyone was just vibing. It was probably my favorite show I've ever played. And then also JFK Coliseum in Manchester. I got to open for I See Stars and Texas in July. A couple other like really cool. Trying to think. Our Last Night. I was like, there's another big one that I love those guys. So that was really cool, you know. And then just like within this last year, I went and saw Our Last Night and got to see them play the Palladium downstairs to like a sold out room, everybody going crazy, and it like gave me chills because I remembered the moment that like, you know, they were in a position where I'm kind of at now, and they were like really getting out there trying to do this seriously and like, you know, push it out to everybody and share their music with the world. And now they're like doing sold out touring shows and like all these crazy covers. They've like established their own kind of niche, which is really cool on YouTube and stuff. And you know, so it's neat to see that. And again, it's inspiring for me. I have a lot of friends that were super talented that don't do music anymore, you know, and it's a bummer to see that. So I'm just staying on and doing it because I love it. And if I get opportunities like coming on your show, then that's like, you know, the extra gift on top of it.
Yeah, those full circle moments definitely make you really like realize how much work you've put into stuff too.
Yeah.
You know, I remember I've talked about this a little bit on a past episode. I remember being at a Chris Webby concert, and that's where I first met Just for Kicks. Shout out Just for Kicks.
Yeah.
Awesome, absolutely amazing
OCG
musician. And he really just is getting around, which is great. But I remember meeting him at a show, and now I'm having him come on my show. And, you know, I've done photos for Chris Webby, so, like, those full circle moments really make a difference in your career and, really motivate you to keep pushing forward. Obviously, you should always stay motivated, even if you don't have those moments come through all the time. But those moments really be like, all right, now I'm going to put in extra work so I can really, like, make that full circle movement worth it.
Yeah, definitely, man. That's so inspiring and motivating when that happens for you, you know. And I just remember when he got on that tour, it was like such a big moment. Just like, this is one of my good friends, one of my fellow musicians. Like, been hoping that he could do this for a while. He would talk about it all the time, you know. And that was one of his life goals, was to go on tour with one of his favorite artists, Chris Webby, and he did it, you know. So
Yeah.
it's just like,
Damn,
super
I
cool
did
to
it.
see. Yeah, right, exactly. And now he's got the song out about it. So definitely check out Just for Kicks.
Amazing. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your influences? What bands? You know, you talked a little bit about Blink 182.
Yeah.
And
So definitely like started off a bit with like the punk rock. I remember one of my, you know, first few albums was like Green Day, you know, stuff like that, that I got into. And then definitely got into the metal scene, was into like, I guess it's melodic death metal, so like Born of Osiris, Veil of Maya, bands like that, which I got to also, you know, share the stage with at one point, which was amazing. But then I don't know, I fell in love with acoustic, and then I got into like City and Color, Dallas Green, like just like music that like really hits you, you know, like pulls on your heartstrings and like makes you like really feel stuff. Not to say that metal doesn't, but I just, you know, I personally felt a different connection to like bands like the Lumineers, like I said, City and Color.
Incubus is definitely one of those bands that makes you feel a little bit.
Yeah, man. So Incubus started right away for me. My best friend, his uncle was always giving him CDs, and it was stuff we didn't even know about because we were pretty young, and Incubus was one of them, and I still listen to them today. I've seen them a handful of times. And so yeah, you know, and then like I said, kind of as time progressed, I definitely got into more of like reggae and hip hop. Also, I got to back up, I guess, a bit. So way before the metal days, like I was into like Biggie and Puff Daddy and Mace, like Bone Thugs and Harmony.
A lot of that 80s rap.
Yeah, like I got into all that, and then as I was like playing metal music and even super into that, I was still listening to things like Chris Webby and like you know, more recently I've gotten into like NF and trying to think like bands that are kind of crossing over to like Little Stranger. They're kind of doing.
Little Stranger's really good. Jarve.
Yeah, Jarve's awesome. So I'm definitely trying to like kind of blend styles. But right now, like the most I listen to is probably like Mayday, Stick Figure, Revolution, Ayaterra, you know, and then I like some other kind of out there stuff, I guess, that's not anything like that, like Passion Pit and some like electronic EDM.
I almost hear like a little bit of 80s influence in some of your music too. Do you
Yeah.
like what do you feel like your 80s influence might come from?
Well, I grew up always with music on. My dad's
Yeah.
a huge Deadhead, and my mom was always like a music lover. So it was always classic rock growing up. nonstop. The radio was always on, music was always playing.
80s hair bands, flipping
Yeah,
through the
you know,
CDs in the back of my dad's pickup
Yeah,
truck was
yeah.
a prime memory for me.
Yeah, and the radio station, you know, like Rock 101 all growing up, like a lot of classic rock, Led Zeppelin, Grateful Dead, Pink Floyd, you know, all the classic stuff.
Yeah.
And then I got more into like, you know, like Alice in Chains and like kind of the grunge stuff for a bit. And I just love all music, so I pretty much listen to everything. I don't really listen to much country or classical, but I still appreciate it. And there's certain songs I really enjoy. And every once in a while, I'll catch me, you know, really jamming to a country song, or, you know, so.
That's like sums up my music taste pretty good too. Like I've listened to so much stuff from like 80s, like LL Cool J,
Yeah.
golden age hip hop to, you know, like a lot of 80s hair bands, Metallica, AC/DC, you know, Kiss, Guns N' Roses, all those bands, like all stuff I grew up on. So, but I also, like, I'm not like the biggest fan of country, but like some of the stuff I appreciate the talent that the musicians have. Obviously, if a country artist is blown up, I can't discredit their success that they've done.
Right,
Doesn't
right,
necessarily
yeah.
mean it's my cup of tea, though.
No.
But
Yeah,
why
definitely.
don't you talk a little bit more about some of the shows you've done? What does I know you do single acts as well as being in a band. Why don't you
Yeah.
talk a little bit about the band stuff?
So yeah, I'm currently doing my own music under Snair, and then I have a band. It's Vincent Tesoro and Snair. We're both individual artists, but we've collaborated on 2 EPs and 2 singles, and we've got another EP that's going to be coming out soon this summer. And then I also play drums for a band, local Concord band called Wounded World, which is like experimental alternative rock, which has been super fun for me. You know, again, I just love music, so I love
Yeah.
to play any instrument I can, and those guys are awesome. So shout out to Wounded World. And we just played our first show a couple weeks ago. And then I just wanted to jump back, you know, talk about like a full circle moment. So
Yeah.
when I met Vincent Tesoro, probably about 3 years ago, I ended up, he came to a MoCG event, and then we got to open for him for his album release when I was doing music with Etheric. And we just hit it off. So we're like, well, you know, let's link up and do a song. And then that turned into, you know, a big friendship and connection with a lot of things more than music. And then we really came together on the music as well. So he got me really into Mayday, who I'd known about and I was really, you know, into, but like I didn't listen to them regularly when I met him. And now they're like one of my top 5 favorite bands, like absolutely. Like I listen to them every single day. And we knew they were coming through this summer, so, you know, he had potentially talked about maybe we could like open for them, you know, which would be this wild moment. Because all of the new music that's about to come out, I just dropped a song with him, Sunset Silhouette. Very much like, you know, inspired, and the whole idea of that song is definitely like Mayday vibes in my mind, you know, like very much inspired by them. And the newer music we're going to release is going towards that path too. And we just got confirmation this morning that we are opening for them
That's
July
awesome.
21st.
Congratulations.
Yeah, in Worcester at Electric Haze. So that was just like a crazy moment that just happened this morning. You know, and once again, it really made me think about like, you know, I've had moments in my music career and in my life where I was like, you know, do I really want to keep doing this and putting like daily hours into this consistently and like really making this my main thing? And then you have a moment like that, and it's like, I don't even know why I ever think those thoughts. Like, this is like so exciting to me, and it's like, this is why I do this, you know, or that's a part of why I do it, you know. But again,
Sometimes those moments where we doubt ourselves too, the biggest opportunity winds up hitting us right in the face and reminds us why we do what we do, you know?
Yeah, yeah, you know, and we released that song Manifested Dreams that talks a lot about that. You know, just keeping the faith, knowing that like I'm doing this for a reason, I see my path and I'm on my journey and I'm gonna stick to it, you know. And we've had a lot of issues like trying to mix and master songs and finish, you know, our EPs we put out, and it was just like every time both of us were just like, nope, moving forward, like we're gonna figure it out. We had to pay, you know, extra money a few times that we really didn't have, and it just never was an option to give up, you know, and it never really has been to me. And so that was just a really cool moment. So shout out Mayday as well. Super excited to open for those guys. And then Michael Murphy III got on the show as well, so I'm going to be doing a song or 2 with him.
Shout out Michael Murphy.
Yeah, so just super cool, man. We got like, you know, Mosi G representing now at the
On the
Mayday
topic
show.
of new projects coming up, is there any other stuff you have coming up that you want to talk about? Any new projects you're releasing? Sunset Solo, I actually just showed the producer, my lovely sound guy in there. Shout out Matt.
Shout out to Matt. Thanks for doing this. Appreciate you.
He thought the sound was really cool and heard the 80s influence in there too. What other projects do you have coming up?
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Thanks for checking it out, and thank you, Matt. The next single is going to be coming out probably end of this month, maybe June at this point, which will be cohesive with Sunset Silhouette. I can't say what it's called yet because we're kind of still picking between 3 songs.
Yeah, no worries.
But the EP is very much like summer vibes, and we want to drop that like mid-July or by the beginning of July for sure. So.
All right, where can people find your music? We'll wrap this up by plugging people into where they can
Yeah.
find your music.
Appreciate that. So it's b.snair, S-N-A-I-R. Basically everywhere you stream music. I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, YouTube Music. I also have like a bunch of cover songs and little videos on my YouTube channel. And all my social media, everything is just b.snair.
All right, awesome. Thank you for coming on the show. I'll
Thank
hop out
you.
of here so that way you can perform, man.
All right. Thanks for having me, Ryan.
Of course.
What is up, everybody? This is B Snair. You are watching the Music and Arts Box, and this song is called Unity.
Searching for something I can't find. I've been looking and wondering, roaming my whole life. The things that I've been through and seen hurt me inside. So many people in pain need help in this life. I'm singing, whoa, peace and love for everyone. Whoa, stop the violence, unite as one. Whoa, there is no need for greed. We have enough abundance for every greed. The oceans and forests give us life, help us breathe. Yet so much destruction, not enough planting of seeds. The animals burdened by mass killing and disease. The people are blinded, the hearts have been blocked, they cannot see. We need to help them, need to open their eyes. We've all been lied to, it's just one big disguise. Start singing. Whoa, peace and love for everyone. Whoa, stop the violence, unite as one. Whoa, there is no need for greed. We have enough abundance for every creed. Start singing. Whoa, peace and love for everyone. Whoa, stop the violence, unite as one. Whoa, there is no need for greed. We have enough abundance for every creed. Searching for something I can't find. I've been looking and wandering, roaming my whole life.
This next song is untitled. I don't have a name for it yet. I just started writing it a few days ago, really. So I'm just going to kind of freestyle it and throw some lyrics over the top. Hope you guys like it. Manifesting positive change. I've been riding waves in the astral planes. People of Earth, free your mind from the cage. Everything we think and do affects our brains. Cosmic energy shifting sun and moon phase. Floating like a ghost, I'm electrified haze. People of the Earth, free your mind from the cage. Everything we think and do affects our brains. Astral project, spectral orbital rays. Radiating life till the end of my days. Astral project, spectral orbital rays. Radiating love till the end of my days. Till the end of my days. Radiating love till the end of my days. It's all within your mind if you really want to change. Life is too precious, yeah, we all got numbered days. Don't give up, nah, it's never too late. Chasing all these dreams, the only thing that keeps me sane. With hope in my heart, inspire others to be brave. I'ma keep fighting till they put me in the grave. Life is so beautiful, so don't let it go to waste. You never know what you could have, alright. So don't let it go to waste. Don't let your life go to waste. Early in the morning, rising to the street. Light me up that cigarette and I strap shoes on my
to find a reason why my money's all gone. I got a Dalmatian, well I can still get high, and I can play the guitar like a goddamn right. Said loving is what I got. I said remember that. I said loving is what I got. I said remember that. I said loving is what I got. I said remember that. I said loving is what I got. People of earth, feel your mind from the cage. Everything we think and do affects our brains. Life is so beautiful, so don't let it go to waste. You never know what might happen. Little freestyle there for you guys. All right, I've got one more song left, and this is a bit of a vibe switch. It's okay if I tune, right? Gotta check with the masters.
Yeah, this isn't live, so this can be edited.
I just wanted to double check it wouldn't mess you up. I didn't do that song exactly as I planned to freestyle it, but I felt like it came out pretty cool.
Yeah, I love the sublime.
Thank you. Honestly, I didn't have that fully planned. It was definitely in the back of my mind, but I was like, I don't know.
No, you executed it really well.
Oh, thank you very much. All right, come on, guitar. It is definitely a little weird that I can't hear myself back in the mic, but I almost like it because I'm used to like hearing myself without a mic more, I guess.
Yeah, I wish we had something like that. This is the only music show that we do, so
Yeah, it makes sense, right? You don't need it. All right.
something that we're looking into.
Oh, that's awesome. Let me just clear this so if I hit a funky button with my foot, nothing crazy happens. Okay. The song is called Wanderlust. Well, I guess that's just the way it goes. You win some, you lose some, I suppose. Ain't nobody ever really knows. 'Cause if you're given the chance, would you choose the life you chose? Like a falling leaf, in the wind I float. Wanderlust, I do not have a home. I try, but I just do not belong. And that's fine, it's exactly what I want. 'Cause it's a long, twisted, winding road. But everybody needs a place to go. And I don't think anybody wants to be alone. And I guess that's just the way it goes. So follow me and take my hand. Come on, let's go. 'Cause I really don't care, it doesn't matter where, long as I'm with you. Don't worry about that, I don't know when we'll be back. Just pack your bags. 'Cause I really don't care, home is always right here, long as I'm with you. And I guess that's just the way it goes. You win some, you lose some, I suppose. And nobody ever really knows. 'Cause if you're given the chance, would you choose the life you chose? Mountains, trees, lakes and seas I roam. Wanderlust, I do not have a home. Like a branch carried by the tides I flow. Where will I end up? I don't ever know. 'Cause it's a long,
twisted winding road. But everybody needs a place to go, and I don't think anybody wants to be alone. And I guess that's just the way it goes. The leaves are blowing in the wind, and I'm moving on again. Let the sunset be my guide on an endless midnight ride. But if the sun did decide that it never would shine, I could never leave your side. Throughout the night we will make it alright. I keep you safe and warm and free from harm. Right in my arms, you're my good luck charm. So follow me and take my hand. Come on, let's go. 'Cause I really don't care, it doesn't matter where, long as I'm with you. Don't worry about that, I don't know when we'll be back. Just pack your bags, 'cause I really don't care. Home is always right here, long as I'm with you.